second round of the NBA playoffs on a spectacular evening in Phoenix, Arizona. The U.S. Airways Center is filled to capacity as the 7th-seeded San Antonio Spurs take on the 3rd-seeded Phoenix Suns, with the backdrop of a lot of memorable games between these two teams. The guys with a late close by Stoudemire and a rebound by Steve Nash, playing with a bad right hip. A hip impingement, hooks on Hill with the left hand. He puts it up and in.
Well, good sign there by the Phoenix Suns. It looks like Nash was moving pretty well in that play. They're going to keep the pace of this game up.
Collins, a screen on Hill, opens the door for Nash, and so Doug Nash has gone to the rack 2 times.
Well, if you want to know what the defensive key is going to be in this series, it's who's going to be able to defend screen roll best.
And watching Nash, and Steve goes again inside. He's got 3 layups in a row. Here comes Stoudemire, goes outside to Nash, working on Hill. Slides by Jefferson. Doug with ease. He's going inside. Usually it's the San Antonio guards that drive inside the lane, and Popovich has got to find some way to stop Nash from getting inside. Nash for 3. Steve Nash has been incredible on the start tonight. 11 points, 5 of 5 from the field.
Dirk Nowitzki and Caron Butler were both above their season averages. All the other key guys were 19 points below their average. Here's Ken Fry, and he loves to shoot the 3 here at home. He's such a different shooter.
Tony Parker, dunking a screen. We'll see more pick and rolls in this series, and you might see an whole season's worth of game with some teams as Parker's a little bit short.
Now, Tony shot a curveball on that play. Let's see if Richardson can get out and run. A beautiful pass by Nash. That's what happens when you take a shot. You better get back against the Phoenix Suns. They're going to run on makes, they're going to run on misses, and they're going to run for 48 minutes.
And here's a move inside by Steve Nash, who scoops it home and comes up with his 13th point in the first quarter.
Watch how he splits that pick and roll, Kevin. He is a master.
Nash now, seconds remain in the first quarter. Parker was there, counted for 2 and a foul. George Hill.
He's been getting to the line a lot over the last 3 or 4 ball games.
Nash is in for Dragic. Amundsen, Duncan defending. Duncan just came in for Blair. Grant Hill has come in for Dudley. Those are the changes. Nash over the dust. Here's Tim Duncan. He's got 7.
Nice job on him, rotating, double teaming him, keeping him off balance here. Grant Hill once again.
Richardson by Parker. Only 2 in the second quarter, and 17 in the first. 21 for Steve Nash.
Kidding me before the game, I said, what is it with all these Alabama guys? They just start playing in the playoffs. He and Robert Horry has passed once again, but Robert Horry, the longtime big shot Bob here in San Antonio, winning the championship there with the Spurs. Now it's Antonio McDyess, the star from Alabama, who stepped in and trying to win a championship here.
Collins, a screen. Nash puts down a triple. The screen was on Parker. Parker on Nash. Hand off to Richardson.
Very nice.
And more screening that got him free.
Tony Parker has made a huge difference being out there with the starters. There's that little play I just talked about where Nash drives. This time he drops it off for Amari Stoudemire.
Bonner for McDyess and over Bonner. The shot by Nash with 28. Well, we talked about how opposing teams want to make Nash a score. He's got 7 points in this third quarter. Nash, Parker defending. Steve Nash has put in 30 points, Doug, on 18 shots. With a mismatch, Steve. Fry for 3.
It's a big stretch for the Phoenix Suns, because if they can get a little bit of a lead, it's going to allow Alvin Gentry to have so much more confidence in that bench. Big 2 minutes and 30 seconds here by both teams.
Fry is at 2 threes. He's got 6. Here comes Parker. Sends it out to Jefferson. Rebound by Stoudemire. He's got 10 with a double-double and 13 points. Nash finds Richardson. What a pass by Steve Nash. What a pace to the game. Hill wide open for 3. Volleyball, then 11th rebound for Stoudemire. A 7-0 run for Phoenix. On the outside, Richardson, 3. The Phoenix Suns will go up 1-0. Over San Antonio as Popovich waves to his former assistant Alvin Gentry, now the head coach of Phoenix.
An 0-1 hole to start the series definitely isn't what the Spurs hoped for against Phoenix or anything they haven't overcome before. Just ask the Mavs. Wednesday night, the Suns look to remind the Spurs that they're facing a different team than their first-round opponent and take a 2-0 series lead before shifting to Texas on Friday. Early on, Spurs making it happen. Tim Duncan throwing it down off the gorgeous dish from Manu Ginobili. Still in the first. There's Tony Parker. Did not start the game, subbing in for George Hill. TP, straight to business. Hesitation, floater, ridiculous. He made his first 4 shots of the game. Later, Jared Dudley chipping in for his ball club. Gets it to go underneath. Plus the foul. 32-25. Spurs still on top in San Antonio. Responding, it's Timmy with the hook. He had 17 in the first half. Suns keeping it close after trailing by 10 in this one. It's Jason Richardson, 3 up and 3 down. He had 10 in the opening half. Then it's Amari Stoudemire coming down the lane. Move out of the way if you're smart. Things pretty close after break. You know, Phoenix wore their Los Suns jerseys, honoring the Latino community and fan base in the midst of the controversial Arizona immigration laws. Reverend Al Sharpton leading a march on Wednesday night. Back on the floor, Tony Parker leading his team, starting after the break. 20.7 assists off the bench. On the other end, JR. Easy lay-in. Ties game at 64 all. Richard Jefferson trying to respond, and how's that for a response? Oop it in the alley. He got pretty high on that one. Throws it down, 18 points, 10 boards on the night for him. Channing Frye, cook it from distance. Get it? All of his 15 from beyond the arc. 5 of 6 from long range. George Hill doing his thing as well from distance. He knocks that one in. It's tied at 80 apiece. Jared Dudley, huge off the bench, 11 points and 6 rebounds. Suns leading by 4 late in the fourth. And it's Grant Hill helping his team out. Suns starting to pull away, 18 points for him. 95-88 with Manu Ginobili. Knocks in a triple. It's a 4-point game. Suns respond though. Steve Nash running that pick and roll with Stoudemire. He gets the and one there, and Pop is like, come on, guys, what's going on? 103-95, and the Spurs just won't go away. Tim Duncan with the putback, 29 points and 10 rebounds. But on this night, the Suns just too hot. Maybe it was the jerseys. 19 in the game for JR. Suns take a commanding 2-0 series lead. They'll play a pivotal Game 3 in San Antonio Friday night. Two games in, the Phoenix Suns are enjoying their most commanding postseason lead in a decade over a Spurs team that sent them packing their last 4 playoff meetings. Leading 2-0, the Suns halfway to revenge, making Friday night's Game 3 in San Antonio an absolute must-win for the Spurs. Tony Parker back in the starting lineup for the first time in 2 months, replacing his replacement, George Hill, who has struggled through the first 2 games. Tony Parker not struggling at all at the beginning of this one, averaging 23 points per game the first 2 of the series. Only 10 on Friday night on 5 of 17 shooting. On the other end, Jason Richardson laying it in, 14 points in the first half for him. Matt Fowler contributing. He knocks down the 3 from the wing. Spurs led by 9 after 1. And playing some defense in this one. DeJuan Blair, the rookie, with the block, and then a little offense working on Amari Stoudemire. Take that. Puts it up and in. 35-21 at that point. The Spurs cooking with Crisco. George Hill, pull up. It's an 18-point lead. But the Suns refuse to go away. Leandro Barbosa for 3. Steve Nash not looking to Amari Stoudemire, who brings the house down. That's worth a second look. Nasty stuff there. Only 7 points on the night for Amari on 3 of 10 shooting. On the other end, it's Manu's step back. You'll take it and you'll like it. Suns still within 6 after break after trailing by 18 16 in this one. In the third now, it's Grant Hill, the seasoned one. Pull up Jay, 2 of his 18 on the evening. Steve Nash, he had 16. His Jay is going to go. It's a 2-point game all of a sudden. Spurs answering. It's Manu, 3 up and 3 down, 27 in the game for him. Antonio McDyess looking like a young man. Rebound and the jam. Richardson answering back though, 3 up and 3 down. Suns, as I mentioned, just would not go away in this one. A resilient bunch. JR knocking it down once again. He had 21 points in the ball game. Suns still coming. Goran Dragic laying it in. Phoenix takes their first lead of the game and never would look back. Barbosa knocking down the tray ball. The fourth quarter belonged to this man. That's why you see the graphic. Goran Dragic dropping people off like the first day of school. Hits the 3 here plus the foul. He was far from done. Phoenix leading by 7 at that point. Dragic, oh yes sir, he was feeling it. 3 after 3, bucket after bucket. This man had 23 in the fourth. All of his 26 came in the second half. A big part of the 32-point swing in this one. Suns take a 3-0 series lead. No team in NBA history has ever overcome such a deficit. Game 4 Sunday night.
Since 2003, the San Antonio Spurs have dispatched the Phoenix Suns in the Western Conference playoffs 4 times. But this year, Goran Dragic and his Suns up 3-0 and trying to close it out in San Antonio. But Tony Parker early with other thoughts. He was 10 of 19 from the field. Spurs up 12-6. There's Steve Nash missing. The Suns had trouble shooting early on. Jason Richardson inside easy layup opportunity. He missed. Channing Frye usually good from 3. Not even close on that one. He was just 2 of 7 from deep. Meanwhile, on the other end, it's the Spurs getting it done. Matt Bonner knocks down a 3-pointer. He was 5 of 6 from the field on the night. The Spurs up 25-21, but check out the bench from Phoenix. Jared Dudley with the steal, racing down, gets the layup on the other end. It's a 9-2 run for Phoenix, and they're back in this game. Then it's Goran Dragic. He did so much for the Suns in Game 3 and picks up where he left off. Hoopin' Harm, he had just 6 points on the night, but he would play a big role. How about inside Amari Stoudemire? A game-high 29 points, and we're tied at 37 apiece on the break. Manu Ginobili, after he picks up the rebound, gets it up to Tim Duncan, and Tim Duncan knows how to finish. He had 17 points and 8 boards. Phoenix still up 44-43. Steve Nash outside, adding to that lead. Now 50-44 after the triple. We take you back. This is 2007, and Steve Nash runs into Tony Parker, bloodies his nose, takes on a bandage, and then goes right back out and knocks down a 3. Remember, that was 2007. This, though, is tonight. And Tim Duncan driving to the hole. Left elbow catches Nash. Duncan makes the basket, but you see the blood on Nash's right eye. He took a half dozen stitches. He had to leave the game. And when he left the game, the Spurs go on a run. Check out Tony Parker inside with the little teardrop. An 11-0 run for the Spurs. We're tied at 64. Goran Dragic making his presence known. We told you he would. Amari Stoudemire with the jam down low. He was 10 of 17 from the field. Phoenix up 66-64. You see Steve Nash back in the game, but Ginobili, Manu Ginobili with the steal and jam on the other end. Still a 2-point game. We're in the fourth quarter now. Matt Bonner misses the 3 outside. Suns on the run, and it's Steve Nash knocking down the 3. Huge sequence. Suns go up 80-77 with less than 10 to go in the game. Later, it's Nash driving inside. 3-pointer the old-fashioned way. He just dominated the fourth quarter. 10 points and 5 assists in the final period alone. There's Jared Dudley working it outside to Jason Richardson, who knocks down the triple. And check out the reaction from Steve Kerr. He's thrilled. Things are going well. But the Spurs staying with it. Tony Parker inside knocks down the floater. It's a 4-point game, less than a minute to go. Steve Nash once again driving all the way to the rack, lays it in. Back up by 6 are the Suns. But here come the Spurs one more time. George Hill outside. 3 plus the foul. 4-point play. And where's Steve Kerr now? He's not feeling good. Steve Kerr moments ago joyous. Now a little nonplussed. You see it one more time. George Hill knocks down the three. He gets fouled. He'd make the free throw and cut the lead down to 2 with less than 18 seconds to go. Grant Hill gets the inbounds. He gets fouled, goes to the line. Made a pair of free throws. Clutch from Grant Hill. Manu Ginobili racing out the other way, looking to close the gap a little bit with a three-pointer, but he misses. Jason Richardson skies for the rebound, and finally for the Phoenix Suns, they take down their nemesis, the San Antonio Spurs. They win it by a half dozen, 107-101, and advance to the Western Conference Finals.